Welcome to the installation ceremony of the 10th President of Rhode Island College. Please join me as we welcome the faculty, staff, and members of the administration of Rhode Island College. Please welcome officers of Rhode Island College, the President's Cabinet and Deans, and visiting dignitaries representing the following institutions of higher education: Princeton University, Brown University, New York University, City University of New York, Bryant University, Rhode Island School of Design, Eastern Connecticut University, San Diego State University, University of Rhode Island, Providence College, Suffolk County Community College, the Community College of Rhode Island, and College Unbound. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our platform dignitaries, led by Dr. Frank David Sánchez, the 10th President of Rhode Island College. Our platform dignitaries: United States Congressman James Langevin, United States Congressman David Cicilline, Lieutenant Governor of the State of Rhode Island Daniel McKee, Rhode Island Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea, Treasurer of the State of Rhode Island Seth Magaziner, representing the Rhode Island State Senate Chairwoman Hannah Gallo, representing the Rhode Island House of Representatives, Chairman Marvin Abney, the Mayor of the City of Providence, Jorge Haloza, the Mayor of the City of Cranston, Alan Fung, the Mayor of the Town of North Providence, Charles Lombardi, Dr. Kevin Kruger, President of NASPA, Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education, Barbara S. Cottom, Chairwoman of the Rhode Island Board of Education, William G. Folks, Chairman of the Council on Post-Secondary Education, President of Rhode Island College Student Community Government, Jose R. Rosario, the Right Reverend Jeffrey A. Williams, Commissioner of Post-Secondary Education, James Purcell, Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education, Ken Wagner, Lorna Edmondson, President Emerita of Wilson College, David Dooley, President of the University of Rhode Island, Joseph Bertolino, President of Southern Connecticut State University, Thomas Eskenegby, President Bronx Community College, Megan Hughes, President of the Community College of Rhode Island, David Gomez, President Eugenio Maria de Hostos Community College, Scott Evanbeck, President of Gutman Community College, members of the Rhode Island Board of Education, Colleen Callahan, Heather Crosby, Timothy Del Giudice, Karen Forbes, Joeva Gaines, Rachel Green, the Honorable Thomas Izzo, Marta Martinez, Dr. Jos Stivos, Matthias Santos, representing the Rhode Island College Alumni Association, and Anne-Marie De Silva, Vice President of the Rhode Island College Foundation, and Dr. Frank David Sánchez.
Please be seated. Honored guests, distinguished leaders of government and academia, family and friends of the new president, members of the Rhode Island College community, and our guests from around the globe viewing this event via live stream at ric.edu. As chair of the Council of Rhode Island College, I welcome you to this inauguration for the purpose of formally installing the 10th president and 18th Chief Executive Officer of Rhode Island College, Dr. Frank David Sánchez. The ceremony will begin with the presentation of our nation's colors and the singing of the national anthem performed by the Rhode Island College Concert Chorus under the direction of Teresa Kaufman. Following the anthem, please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Bishop Jeffrey Williams. Please rise.
I consider it a chief joy to be asked to participate in this historic occasion. However, whenever you ask a bishop to address a group like this, there are two very clear and present dangers. One is that I'd preach a very long message. And second, I would pass the plate and collect an offering. I am sure the new president would not really mind the first, and he'd probably pay me to do the second. With that said, in the spirit of inclusion, I would invite you to pray in your own faith tradition. As is my conviction, I'll pray and offer this prayer in the name of Jesus. Let us pray. Oh God, we beseech you this February afternoon for your manifest presence and tangible blessing on this college, its new president, his family, children, the faculty and staff and students here at Rhode Island College. May they experience the joy of learning, healthy relationships, discover purpose, and learn with passion. May they experience strength in moments of weakness, hope in times of discouragement, enlightenment in periods of darkness, and the ability to complete that which they commence. May they know the value of unity without conformity and love despite irreconcilable differences. And finally, may they come to know you as they discover the beauty of knowledge in a world of your making. Amen.
Please be seated. I want to thank the Rhode Island National Guard, the Rhode Island College Concert Chorus for their stellar voices, and Bishop Williams for his thoughtful invocation. And now the Rhode Island College Concert Chorus will perform a piece that they performed in Italy this past summer when they were afforded the opportunity to perform at St. Gaetano Church in Florence and St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Many of the students vocalists with us today were among the first group of students that Professor Sánchez met in Roberts Hall lobby while they were rehearsing for the tour. The selection today is an especially fitting and joyful piece of celebration. I am told that now the Rhode Island National Guard will post the colors. Well, I'm happy to say that we have colors posted whether we do it or not. Today we are privileged to be joined by many who represent a wide scope of academic disciplines, institutions, organizations, learned societies, and positions of national, statewide, and local leadership. We honor your presence. Dr. Sánchez has also received well wishes and citations from distinguished institutions that will be on display at this afternoon's reception. Unable to join us in the proceedings, Governor Gina M. Raimondo would like to convey her support to the college and to congratulate its 10th president. She has prepared a special video message to be shared on this occasion.
On behalf of the state of Rhode Island, I would like to congratulate Frank Sánchez on his inauguration as the 10th president of Rhode Island College and the first Latino president of any Rhode Island college. When we began our search for new RIC president, we knew we needed somebody dedicated to student success, somebody with a track record of innovative, creative leadership. Frank, in your short time since taking the helm, you have exceeded our expectations. We've joined forces to make college more affordable for our students with programs like the Open Textbook Initiative and the expanded Rhode Island Promise Scholarship. Frank believes in investing in Rhode Islanders' economic mobility, which starts with the right to an accessible, affordable college education. As our first public institution of higher education, Rhode Island College has a long history of partnership with this state, and today, more than 70% of RIC's graduates choose to live, work, and raise their families right here in the Ocean State. I've had the pleasure of working with your students and faculty and leadership throughout my time in public life, and today I am thrilled to celebrate the college's newest president. Frank, on behalf of the people of the Ocean State, congratulations. And I know that together, we'll continue to do great things for the students of Rhode Island College.
United States Senator Jack Reed had planned to attend today's ceremony, but unfortunately was called back to Washington. Senator Reed sends his very best wishes and congratulations. To bring greetings on behalf of the United States House of Representatives, I'm proud to introduce RIC alum and one of my former students, U.S. Congressman James Langevin. Congressman Langevin.
Thank you all very much, and good afternoon. I am so proud to be able to bring greetings on behalf of Rhode Island's congressional delegation. And let me say that Senior Senator Jack Reed and Senator Whitehouse so much wanted to be here, but send their regrets, but also their greetings and congratulations to President Sánchez. Let me begin also by recognizing my colleague in government, Congressman Cicilline. We were both supposed to be in Washington today, but somehow at the very beginning of the week, both were canceled today. So I don't know if President Sánchez had anything to do with that, but we're grateful that we were able to be here. Let me also recognize my other colleagues in government, Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee, Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea, and Joint Treasurer Seth Magaziner, to members of the House and Senate who are here, distinguished members of the Board of Governors for Higher Education, to the college presidents who are with us here today, to the distinguished platform guests and fellow alum, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a thrill and an honor for me to be here today, to be back home at my alma mater, which I am so proud of. I was on the way in, a young person asked me, is this going to be like the swearing in for the President of the United States? And I said, I think I have a feeling we're going to learn a lot better. So, as you can imagine, Rhode Island College is a part of who I am. This institution and the people I met here truly challenged and supported and inspired me, and I am so proud to call Rhode Island College my alma mater. And a special greetings to some of my former college professors who are here today as well. Even in the short time that Dr. Sánchez has been here, I can say for certain that Rhode Island College is a part of who he is as well. And fortunately for all of us, his vision and passion are quickly becoming a part of Rick's identity. I bring special greetings to President Sánchez and to his family, and to say how proud we are to have him leading this great institution. As a Rick grad, policymaker, and proud Rhode Islander, I say that I firmly believe that the leadership of President Frank Sánchez will ensure that Rhode Island College continues to challenge, support, and inspire students here for many, many years to come. When the Council on Post-Secondary Education selected Dr. Sánchez as Rhode Island College president, they noted that throughout his career, he has demonstrated an unyielding commitment to students. Quite simply, he put students first, and that's exactly what we need in Rhode Island. President Sánchez's student-focused approach was evident from the very beginning. As soon as he arrived, he embarked on a listening tour that still continues to this day. And despite the challenges that Rick faces and the difficult times that our nation faces, for that matter, President Sánchez understands that solving problems and creating innovative solutions isn't a one-person job. Under his leadership, everyone has a seat at the table. Our world, of course, never stops changing, and neither does education. The needs of students today are different than when I was an academic, but the enthusiasm, the spirit, and the sense of community, of course, are the same. President Sánchez, you are tasked with preserving the strengths and the heritage of Rhode Island College and all that it stands for, celebrating our successes and navigating us through the tough times. You are tasked with leading Rick to new heights, and I can think of no one more suited for the task. Congratulations, and may you have a very, very, very successful tenure as our president. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Langevin. The college looks forward to a continuing supportive partnership with you. To bring greetings on behalf of the Rhode Island Board of Education, I welcome its chair, Barbara Cottom. Ms. Cottom.
Thank you, Dr. Blaze. I want to thank you and the entire Council of the Rhode Island College for your commitment to the college itself and for the greater Rhode Island College community. Elected leaders, honored guests, students, alumni, faculty, most importantly, family and friends of Dr. Sánchez and the college, on behalf of the Rhode Island Board of Education and all of my fellow council members on the Rhode Island Board, it is an honor to join you here today to celebrate and participate in the installation of the 10th of the installation ceremony of the 10th president of Rhode Island College. An installation provides a moment to honor institutional accomplishments, as well as a moment to present a vision for the future, both of which Dr. Sánchez will elaborate on in a short while. But this installation is also an acknowledgement of the opportunities that continue to benefit all who attend, work at, contribute to, have graduated from, or who are engaged with those in the Rhode Island College community. And it's an acknowledgement of the legacy of Rhode Island College, of consistently making a positive impact in Rhode Island and throughout our region. In the bigger picture, an installation is a moment for us to reflect on the mission of higher education, providing opportunity to others. So let me share a story of opportunity. Khalil Gibran was an artist, a poet, a writer, who was born in the late 19th century in the town of Boucherie in what today is northern Lebanon. Because his family suffered from poverty, as a young boy, Khalil received no formal education except from the local Catholic priests. When he was 12, Khalil immigrated to the United States along with his mother and his siblings. Searching for opportunity, they settled not too far from here in the country's second largest Syrian-Lebanese American community in Boston. This opportunity of theirs was not without challenges. Despite having to learn a new language, being separated from his heritage, surviving the death of the majority of family members who immigrated here with him, Khalil thrived on education. He would ultimately become the world's third most popular poet, behind Shakespeare and the Chinese philosopher Lao Tse, the founder of Taoism. In his most famous book, The Prophet, which was published in 1923, Gibran wrote, "You are good when you are one with yourself. You are good when you strive to give of yourself. You are good when you walk to your goal firmly and with bold steps." Khalil Gibran's story is the story of many Rhode Island College students. Dr. Sánchez understands personally and through his lifetime work how powerful a tool for change education is. Dr. Sánchez began his tenure at RIC by hosting an extensive listening tour with many stakeholders. He saw the passion among those associated with Rhode Island College, and he certainly heard about Rhode Island College's long-held reputation for positively impacting Rhode Island's industry and culture. This is the case because of the countless administrators, faculty, staff, alumni, community partners, and donors who have come together as one. Because all of you have given of yourselves, and because all have walked forward, as Khalil said, with bold steps to create opportunity for our regions and Rhode Island students. Opportunity for growth, opportunity to become discerning, creative, and inclusive individuals, the opportunity to contribute to and help shape our 21st century workforce. Dr. Sánchez, you inherit an institution of considerable history and distinction, a history where women first walked a college campus at the turn of the century to become teachers, where immigrants who were and are first in their family to go to college and earn degrees, where moms and dads return to college while or after raising a family to better themselves. This is your inheritance. As Khalil Gibran wrote in The Prophet, "May you be one with this institution. May you always give of yourself, and may you continue to walk firmly with bold steps. Let each season encircle all the other seasons, and let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing. On behalf of the Board of Education and all of us in the Rhode Island College community, we look forward to the future of this institution with longing. Welcome and congratulations. You have become part of a very, very rich history.
Thank you, Chairwoman McConnell. Now I would like to invite to the podium the Chair of the Council on Post-Secondary Education, William Folks. Mr. Folks.
Thank you, Dr. Blaze, and this very, very distinguished guest on this stage. I'm not quite sure how much work is getting done in Rhode Island today, but it's the beginning of a long holiday. It's a very impressive audience. In my role as the chair of the governing body of the state's institutions of higher education, I had the honor of participating in last winter's search process for the next president of Rhode Island College. The RIC search will be among my most fulfilling and satisfying accomplishments, and not just because I'm confident that the process yielded an exceptional and talented new leader. As you know from your interactions with President Sánchez over the past months, he's okay. I would say he's significantly better than okay. But I found the process rewarding because we came together during that process with a confident, optimistic view of the future. I greatly enjoyed and greatly appreciated being welcomed and becoming a part of the RIC community. Along with my fellow council members, including recent RIC grad Senator Tom Izzo and Chair Cottom, the committee had members of all parts of the community, faculty, staff, alumni, and students. We had broad participation in many open forums, in fact, many of which were in this room. The community proved to be opinionated and demanding and committed, very passionately committed, to the integrity and excellence of an institution, and more profoundly committed to the success of its students. Long before we even had an applicant for this position, we brought together our hopes, our aspirations, our uncertainties, and yes, our frustrations. The energy and involvement of that RIC community came before and will always come before the next president. And as the search process begins, as most search processes are, it strived to present an image that it had the answer. We had a well-defined process, and we had well-defined steps. The thinking and the process was linear, and therefore, if we followed that linear process, we would have a logical and predictable result. We had the right words in our job description about institutional and community leadership, about educational excellence and innovation. And we had a lot of outstanding, as we should have had, a lot of outstanding applicants for this position. But with all those defined steps in that process, there was a very fuzzy part to the search, as there is in any search. You can't predict how and when you find the right fit, especially to fit an institution that's well into its second century and that has consistently responded to its times and is seeking direction in a changing social context. To fit an institution that was founded by the very pioneers of American education and strives to maintain the leadership in that area. The Normal School, so named after the French École Normale, established to be the standard that others should follow. A school that has always been a school of opportunity, especially for first-generation college students, committed to practical success and foundational building of lifelong learning, well before the Department of Education measured such things and even existed. RIC was measuring its success of its graduates. So how do you find fit? You know you find fit when you find a colleague who shares that legacy. You find a partner who is okay, and yes, sometimes significantly above average. I know his mother would want to hear that. But this partner knows that he is only truly exceptional when he reaches as part of the community, and because of, and as part of that community, he becomes the leader that he is meant to be. As one of the many senior and leading higher education professionals said during the process, Frank Sánchez makes sure all boats rise. He does that beautifully. Or as another very senior person in the New York higher education system said, I appreciated always his willingness to learn, to ask questions, and to figure out nuances. In one of Frank's very first press interviews when he arrived, he spoke of his reverence for higher education and its unequaled potential to transform individuals, families, and communities. I've always been struck by that word reverence. It's a great word that's not often used. It implies a humility and a purpose beyond the individual, a purpose beyond our own ambitions. Frank's career has been about the success of students and ultimately the success of the institutions he has been part of. His own personal success has always been but an afterthought. So on behalf of the Rhode Island Council on Post-Secondary Education, I congratulate the RIC community and I thank the RIC community. Congratulations on the beginning of your next new chapter with a new member of your community whose convictions and competencies uniquely match your opportunities. And I do want to thank you for your timeless commitment and dedication to the students and to Rhode Island College. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Folks. Rhode Island College has always been an institution of opportunity for many. This commitment to student success is paramount to the college's mission. Working alongside the student leadership, the administration is dedicated to a quality student experience. Representing the 12,000-member student body of Rhode Island College, I'm pleased to introduce the President of Student Community Government, Jose Rosario. Mr. Rosario.
Thank you, Dr. Blay. It is an honor to be standing up on the stage today, but I can promise you that in 2013, when I came to RIC, this was not what I had envisioned for myself. I, too, was that wide-eyed, deer-in-the-headlights freshman, wondering what I got myself into and what I was going to be doing for the next 4 years. I knew that college was a time to get my degree, to achieve a career, but I knew that I wanted something else, and I wasn't sure how to get there. So for the first semester at Rhode Island College, I kind of dabbled in many things, getting involved, working in departments, and lo and behold, many people started reaching out to me and saying, there are more opportunities available, you have to seek them, you have to be willing to ask for them. And I started to kind of break out of my shell a little bit and began getting involved in things like research and other opportunities around the campus. But of course, as with my personality, that was never enough. I always realized that I wanted to achieve more. My goal here was to not only change this campus, but change myself. Learn things about myself that I never thought I would find. And lo and behold, I have found that. I think the best part of college is finding a group of people that will help you challenge yourself, challenge your viewpoints, and engage with you in intellectual conversation that will make you a better person. I don't believe that you end up leaving Rhode Island College being the same person you were when you first walked through those doors. There's just no way. Experience here is very different. We have a unique population. And with that population, I found a passion for human rights and social justice and wanting to fight and be the voice for individuals who needed someone to come forward. And I didn't know those skills. I didn't know how to step up and speak. But it was because of the support that I got here that brought that forth. So about a year ago, I remember sitting in a room, the Student Union ballroom, and President Sánchez walked in to address faculty, staff, and students. And the first thing I thought was, wow, the energy in this room has just changed. It was a great moment to watch someone walk into a room and just be so bright and bring life into that room. I remember looking over at a student and saying, I wish I had that energy at 8 a.m. But the thing that stuck out to me most was even though this could have been a moment where President Sánchez could have walked by and not said anything, we were the first people that he stopped to say hello to and asked our names, asked what we were doing, what our majors were. Little did he know he'd be seeing my face pretty much every other day. And to be honest, at that point, I didn't know that either. I hadn't begun my journey in this leadership role. And after that day, I remember thinking, wow, no matter what we do, Rhode Island College is going to change. By the way, that guy's my favorite. And in June, we met again, but this time it was for a different reason. I had taken my oath to lead the student body as president of our student government, a role that I don't take lightly because it's a lot of long hours and a lot of hard decisions. But I didn't realize the impact that I could have on this community until I met with President Sánchez over the summer. I remember one of the things he said to me was, "Are you ready? Because we are going to be equals." And again, I had two thoughts. The first one was, oh boy, what did I get myself into? But the second was, I'm ready. I'm ready to become that voice. This is what I've been trying to find my entire time here. And we've started to work together, and slowly things started to pick up, and I realized, wow, Rhode Island College is going through an evolution. But while Rhode Island College was going through an evolution, so was I. I learned so much throughout these last few months about being able to provide an ear, but also being able to take feedback and doing what's best for a group, even if it meant making a tough decision. I've grown so much as an individual, and I've gained a lot of skills, and I'm happy to say that I will be the first in my family to walk across the stage to get a diploma. Thank you. Thank you. And while that is an amazing accomplishment, one thing that I can proudly say is that I will be leaving Rhode Island College, not for very long, but I will be leaving Rhode Island College and making a mark, starting a journey here. And I think the theme that I want everyone to leave here with is that we are in the midst of changing our campus community, of changing our future, and making sure that we are evolving. And I think that word is so strong because it describes what we're doing here. We're taking something that worked and making it so much better. And I am so happy and proud to be a part of that. And on behalf of the student body, I want to thank everyone here because we are being treated as equals and we are able to help in this fight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rosario. And now it is my honor to present Dr. Kevin Kruger, the president of NASPA, that is the Student Affairs Administrators in Higher Education. Dr. Kruger will deliver a national response for President Sánchez's inauguration. Dr. Kruger has 35 years of experience in higher education and has been the president and chief executive officer of NASPA since 2012. He has published and presented nationally on trends in higher education, including student success and degree completion strategies. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Kevin Kruger to the platform.
President Sánchez, my good friend, it's good to be here. Distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, amazing students. That was awesome, by the way. The Post-Secondary Council, members of the Rhode Island Board of Education, it's my pleasure to be here with you today as well to celebrate the appointment of Dr. Frank Sánchez as the 10th president of Rhode Island College. The American college president, not an easy job. Being college president today demands a special set of talents that require you to maneuver shifting tides of issues and cultures. It's a challenging job, and it makes me think about a quote from a book that talks about, it's called Divine Living, The Essential Guide to Your True Destiny. Anton St. Martin describes the path to fulfillment and happiness and how to make a difference in the world. In his book, there's one quote that makes me think of the role of the college president when he says, "In this lifetime, we are like Superman who must remain disguised as the nerdy newspaper journalist Clark Kent, or maybe Harry Potter, and his friends who are not allowed to do magic while they're on holiday away from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. But even Harry Potter and Clark Kent get to tap into their special powers once in a while, especially when the going gets tough. And isn't that the essence of today's college president? Strong yet compassionate, action-oriented one day and behind the scenes the next, a trusted confidant, the person who gets things done, immersed in budgets and planning one day and the spiritual leader of the campus the next. Indeed, the college president must be a master of special powers, who often must make miracles happen and create magic with constrained human and fiscal resources. I think President Sánchez is that kind of president. Just think of the many issues facing college today and the need for a strong and capable leader. Today, much of the core ideas around a well-rounded education, college education, are under increased scrutiny. As our economy moves towards becoming a technological and information society, the cry for more science, technology, engineering, and math gets louder. As a result of rising college costs and a challenging job market, the American public is even questioning the value of college. In a recent poll by the Public Agenda, only 42% of Americans believe that college is necessary for people to succeed in today's world. However, the reality is by 2025, 65% of jobs will require a 2- or 4-year degree. What kind of graduates? The very kind of graduates that Rhode Island College is producing. There's more and more evidence that a well-rounded foundation is critical in the fast-paced, interconnected world in which we live. Even in the tech world, there is a demand for those who exhibit critical thinking, innovation, problem-solving, and communication skills. Or, as Steve Jobs mused, that for technology to be truly brilliant, it must be coupled with artistry. He says it's in Apple's DNA that technology alone is not enough. It's technology married with the liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields the results that make our hearts sing. It's no wonder that a third of all Fortune 500 CEOs have liberal arts degrees. Yet today's college students often have a very different view of their college years. In 1971, when college freshmen were asked about the purpose of attending college, almost 3/4 said that it was essential or very important to develop a meaningful philosophy of life. Only a little more than a third thought that the purpose of college was to be well off financially. Well, as you can imagine, 40 years later, those numbers have switched. Today, less than half believe it is essential or important to develop a meaningful philosophy of life, while 80% of college freshmen believe they are in college to become well off financially. It's hardly shocking given that these students have come of age during the Great Recession and have been bombarded with articles in the Wall Street Journal which features a good-looking Starbucks employee whose headlines say, "Welcome to the well-educated barista economy." Another reason we need that kind of vision is that President Sánchez has for Rhode Island College. An understanding that today's college students want a college degree that is marketable and that has a career focus, while ensuring that a strong, rich liberal arts foundation is present. The kind of innovative curriculum imagined by President Sánchez with a link to creating opportunities for students to develop cross-cutting competencies that are highly valued by employers. Such skills as communication, innovation, leadership, problem-solving, and critical thinking are exactly what will be needed for Rhode Island College graduates to excel in their chosen careers. I think you have that, young man, by the way. Rhode Island College has a huge advantage in scale, large enough to provide the highest quality instruction by the best faculty, but small enough to provide connections, community, and networking that can't be found at large universities. President Sánchez understands this, plus his easygoing style makes him totally accessible to students, faculty, and staff. It's also important to note that strong presidential leadership is critical during these challenging times. College campuses have become complex places. We've seen increases nationally in mental health challenges facing college students. And across the country, activism around issues of equity and inclusion are on the rise. Many college and universities are in the midst of an increasingly polarized culture war, pitting key principles of free speech against the rights of students to study and attend class free from harassment and speech that devalues and threatens their own personal identity. I know President Sánchez and know he can bring that kind of leadership to navigating these tenuous issues. In President Sánchez, you have not only a visionary leader with special powers inside the Rhode Island College community, but also someone who has been recognized as a national leader. I had the pleasure of serving, or he serves on my board of directors actually for the last 2 years, and it's been extraordinary. His leadership at CUNY drew national attention due to their success in addressing college attainment gap issues for historically underserved students. President Sánchez has made a personal commitment to increasing educational opportunities for low-income, first-generation, and students of color. Sadly, as you may know, nationwide, these students graduate at rates less than half of their more privileged peers. He has seen firsthand in his own personal life the role of education in rising families out of poverty, and he brings that passion to Rhode Island College. While at his previous job at CUNY, President Sánchez increased support for Single Stop by over 200% across the community colleges in CUNY. Single Stop creates economic mobility for low-income families and individuals through a unique one-stop shop that coordinates safety net and financial services to support student success. Additionally, Frank, recognizing the growing prevalence of food insecurity among students enrolled at many of the CUNY schools, provided leadership for the expansion of food pantries across the entire CUNY system. President Sánchez doesn't just talk about student success, he lives it, both as a core value and as a commitment to serving all students, and where possible, to remove barriers to their success and the ultimate goal of a college degree. I love a quote from Nelson Mandela when describing the role of education in society. He says, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." President Frank Sánchez lives by that creed. Since his appointment as president of Rhode Island College, I've seen his love and admiration of this institution grow. As the first public college in Rhode Island, he has a keen understanding of the unique mission of public education and the commitment to the community that surrounds the college. He strongly believes in the mission of this place, its role in serving all students and creating a culture that celebrates its diversity while embracing an open and democratic community. Rhode Island College has a story to tell, and Frank Sánchez is ready to tell it. It is clear that Rhode Island College has the right leader, and like Clark Kent and Harry Potter, has the right mix of humility, intellect, and yes, special powers to continue to make Rhode Island College one of the shining stars in this region. Frank, congratulations and good luck in this next chapter of your distinguished career.
Thank you, Dr. Kruger. Thank you for your presence today and for your inspiring and thoughtful words. As we know, music instills joy and inspires the heart. We've already experienced this from our very talented music students. Customarily, at inauguration ceremonies, a musical interlude is performed as a special tribute to the incoming president. For Dr. Sánchez, Judith Lynn Stillman, artist in residence at the college, has adapted lyrics from the writings of poet and scholar Octavio Paz and has composed a special piece for this momentous day. She will be performing with tenor and ambassador for the arts in Mexico, Cesar Sánchez, to premiere their performance of Corriente de Cambio, which means a changing current. Please welcome Dr. Stillman and Mr. Sánchez.
Amor
Thank you, Judith and Cesar. That was magnificent. As a public institution of higher education, Rhode Island College is governed under the authority of the Rhode Island Board of Education and the Council on Post-Secondary Education. By state law, the Council is charged with the power to appoint presidents at the three public institutions. Barbara Cottam, Chair of the Rhode Island Board of Education, and William G. Folks, Chair of the Council on Post-Secondary Education, will now preside over the installation of President Frank David Sánchez. I invite Mr. Folks to the podium for the administration of the oath of office.
Thank you. It is a great honor to administer the oath of office for the 10th President of Rhode Island College, Frank David Sánchez. Mr. President, I congratulate you on behalf of the entire Council of Post-Secondary Education on this very special and historic day. I know it's special not only for you, but for your family, for your many friends who've come, for the faculty and the students of Rhode Island College, and for building a future for very successful education in Rhode Island for some time to come. At this time, I would like to ask my colleague, Chairwoman Barbara Cottam, to escort you to center stage. Dr. Sánchez, as President of Rhode Island College, will you honor its traditions? Are you committed to fostering an environment of creativity and inclusivity? I am. Will you strive to engage with the greater community and strive to meet the demands of the future workforce?
I will.
Will you adhere to the institution's mission and ensure that its students all get a sound, enriching educational experience?
I will.
The installation of the President is the formal investiture of the powers and authority of the office. At Rhode Island College, that installation is symbolized by the placing of the presidential medallion across the shoulders of the new president. For the installation of our 10th president, a new medallion has been custom made that befits the rich tradition of Rhode Island College. The medallion bears the names of the presidents who have preceded Frank Sánchez, as well as the previous names of the institution, which include the Rhode Island Normal School, its founding name, Rhode Island College of Education, and the present Rhode Island College. At this time, I would ask Chairwoman Carter to get the medallion, which she did because she's so on top of things. Frank David Sánchez, by the authority vested in the Council on Post-Secondary Education, I do hereby install you as the 10th President of Rhode Island College.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon, and thank you, Chairman Folks and Chairperson Cottom, and all of our guests who've come to Providence, Rhode Island College for this incredibly special occasion. You know, this is an extraordinary day for me and my family, and I'm honored by the friends, colleagues, and the broader Rhode Island community who have joined us for today's celebration. I hope our guests have had a chance to enjoy the wonderful state of Rhode Island and meet some of our most talented and dedicated community members of the college. Now, before I recognize our dignitaries and share with you some of my prepared remarks, I'd like to acknowledge the outstanding team of students, faculty, staff, and alumni who planned all of the events leading up to this day. You know, their tireless and creative work has captured the college's distinctive identity and character. Please join me in thanking all of you. I'd like to now acknowledge many of the visiting dignitaries and honored guests that are here today. Let me first recognize our Honorable Governor, Gina Raimondo, United States Congressman and Rhode Island College alum, James Langevin, and U.S. Congressman David Cicilline. We also have, we also have with us Rhode Island State General Officers, Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee, Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea, General Treasurer Seth Magaziner. I'd also like to welcome State Representative and Chair of House Finance Marvin Abney, and members of the Rhode Island House of Representatives, State Senator Hannah Gallo, and members of the Rhode Island State Senate. Thank you, Secretary of Commerce Stephen Pryor, for joining us, as well as three distinguished city and town leaders, Providence Mayor Jorge Lorza, Cranston Mayor Alan Fung, and also a Rick alum, and North Providence Mayor Charlie Lombardi. I want to acknowledge the Chair of the Board of Education, Barbara Cottom, and a special appreciation to our Chair of the Post-Secondary Ed Council, William Folks, to the members of both the Rhode Island Board of Education and Council on post-secondary education, including Commissioner Jim Purcell and Commissioner Ken Wagner. I want to especially thank also President Dooley from the University of Rhode Island, President Hughes from the Community College Rhode Island, and all the visiting college presidents and higher education delegates. I'm truly honored you have joined me for this special celebration. I'm delighted that our president of our student community government, Jose Rosario, and our RIC Faculty Council president and master of ceremonies, Jeff Blay, were able to join us for this afternoon's ceremony. And I'm grateful to you, Bishop Williams, for your heartfelt invocation. And a special thank you to Dr. Kevin Kruger, president of NASPA, for your insightful and your very kind remarks. You know, if my mother wasn't here right now, she wouldn't have believed the word that he had to say about me. So thank you. I owe you, Kevin. I'm always amazed by our student talent. Many thanks to the Rhode Island College Concert Chorus, led by Professor Teresa Kaufman, and the Rhode Island College Chamber Winds Ensemble, led by Professor Robert Franzblau. Finally, I'm so grateful for our gifted artists here this afternoon. Cesar Sánchez, Mexico's Ambassador of the Arts, and Rick, Artist-in-Resident, Professor of Music, Judah Stillman. What a breathtaking performance. In fact, you know, there are few words that more beautifully or adequately convey how I'm feeling at this moment. I love this phrase that they sang, "Si cada una de mis palabras fuera una gota de agua, verías a través de ellas y vislumbrarías lo que siento. Gratitud, reconocimiento, honor." If each of my words were a drop of water, you would see through them and glimpse what I feel. Gratitude, acknowledgement, honor. As I look into the audience, I see a particularly special community of friends and colleagues, individuals that I've known since my earliest days of education, literally elementary school, junior high and high school, my undergraduate years, my graduate years, colleagues across my 2.5 decades serving students and advancing higher education institutions. You are the individuals that have given me encouragement, counsel, perspective, and friendship when I needed it most. More importantly, you continue to be a tremendous source of inspiration and motivation to me today. This day would simply not be possible nor complete without those closest to me, my family. My sisters Susan, brothers Gil and Jim, sister-in-law Anne Marie, all here today. You know, as the youngest in the family, my brothers and sisters carried me. They held my hand, they allowed me to tag along. You protected me. Now, even more than years past, I look up to each of you. Mom and Dad, words cannot express what you've given me. A way of living filled with faith, love, and the possibilities. Your faith inspired a love for your children that allowed all of us to reach higher. I so admire your resilience to overcome the adversity of an earlier era, clearing a path for us and altering the lives of generations to come. I can only hope and now inspire to do the same. My children, Lawrence, Dante, Mariana, I could not have anticipated the insight, understanding, and patience you've brought to my life. Every day, I become a better dad because of you. My partner in life's journey, Lori, thank you, sweet, for filling our shared life with love, wisdom, balance, and celebration. You believe in me more than oftentimes I believed in myself, and I'm grateful for you. To my entire family, this day is yours as much as it is mine. Since joining the Rhode Island College this past July, I've met a truly remarkable community, indeed a family of students, faculty, and alumni. In fact, I've uncovered a community spirit that holds close the potential of our students as a cornerstone of its mission and its existence. I've experienced firsthand a college ethos that is uniquely committed to building students' lives through their strengths, their talents, and their passions. I've heard from hundreds of alumni who have shared inspiring stories of achievement, crediting the RIC experience for altering the trajectory of their lives. Over the last 7 months, I've begun to get a glimpse of what makes Rhode Island College an uncommon force in propelling students' lives, families, communities, and the state forward. Rick has a rich and distinctive identity with a compelling legacy, focused inspiration, and a future with unlimited possibilities. Please allow me a few moments to expand on these defining and enduring college attributes. Our legacy. As a newcomer, I'm incredibly proud to be associated with an institution that has among the most distinctive histories in American higher education. Rick's 163-year history boasts a pioneering legacy that is unmatched in this state. To be a pioneer is to be one who is first among the earliest in any field of inquiry, enterprise, or progress. Established in 1854 as the country's first fully funded state normal school and the state's first public college, the birth of Rhode Island College took place alongside a budding nation. And just to provide you some context, our founding in 1854 was the same year the territories of Nebraska and Kansas were created. The Republican Party was formally organized in that year, some 62 years after the Democratic Party, and the nation's first black college was founded. In 1854, the college led the state's charge to provide education for a growing immigrant population and to prepare exceptional teachers. What emerged was an institution intentionally designed to advance the social mobility for generations of Rhode Islanders, many blue-collar and immigrant working families, a foresight that continues to be realized today. For well over 16 decades, Rick has embraced a powerful institutional saga of a deliberate and vibrant college of opportunity. Critical to the future of Rhode Island State and, frankly, this nation, Rick has fully embraced its original value proposition as a beacon of hope, inviting talented, motivated, and determined students, regardless of income, background, or station in life, to receive a high-quality, high-value college degree. I recently spent time with a brilliant Rick alum. Now, this gentleman, based on his academic talent, could have gone to any school in the nation. He shared with me that the universities were too expensive, and financially he had to help out his parents and his 11 brothers and sisters. Rick opened its doors to this young man, and he took advantage. That Rick alum, and now a very good friend of mine, became the 8th president of Rhode Island College, President Emeritus John Nazarian. Today, more than 70% of Rick graduates live, work, and raise their families in Rhode Island. For generations, the college has prepared servants of the state, empowered the state's economy by investing in the talent, dreams, and aspirations of its students. This legacy reminds me of Eleanor Almeida Thompson West, who in 1930 enrolled in Rick as a freshman elementary education major. Her daughter Paula saw her mother's example, and in 1962 also enrolled in Rick as an elementary education major. Both of them spent time in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, teaching. Now, 87 years later, Eleanor's great-granddaughter, Emily West, joined our community this fall as a freshman and, you got it, an elementary education major. I'm honored to have Emily, her mother Mary, and her grandmother Paula in our audience today. Please wave and be recognized. Rhode Island College has a long and proud legacy of effectively expanding the social and intellectual capital of Rhode Islanders and attracting driven individuals who are leaders in their families, communities, and the broader society. Whether it was Eleanor, who was the first in her family to attend college, or Rick alum superstar Viola Davis, who last month became the first African-American woman actress to win 5 Screen Actor Guild Awards and score 3 Oscar nominations. Rhode Island College has always been an educational frontrunner, a producer of talent, an advocate of hope, and a champion of the state's human potential. And it will continue to honor its vital legacy for many years to come. Our inspiration, students, are the lifeblood and the inspiration of this college. Today, Rick educates and serves students who represent the wonderful and vibrant diversity of this state and region. Our students come to us with a voracious, focused, and hope-filled determination for a better quality of life. Like generations before, our students have embraced the college's pioneering spirit, with nearly half being the first in their family to attend college, and with most balancing other significant responsibilities to stay in school. Many have and are serving our country, raising children, and working long hours to make college possible. Many, all of them, are offering their best in the classroom, in the lab, in campus organizations, and on the mat, court, and field. Rhode Islanders have come to understand that this institution is not for the faint of heart, but for those that are driven, inspired, and proactively determining their place in the world. Our inspiration also gathers from the strength from exceptional teaching faculty. In my 25 years in higher education, administration, working at large and small, urban and rural, and public-private institutions all over the country, I have never seen a core strength as long-standing or intentionally designed around faculty-student interactions than here at Rick. Infused in the philosophical and physical fabric of the college are faculty who have placed a premium on guided participation in the form of mentoring, coaching, advising, and counseling students as a key strategy to effective teaching. Rick faculty-student interactions supported with an unwavering ethic of care are second to none. In fact, my first mentor as a graduate student, Keith Miser, is watching right now on live stream today. Keith, I see your guidance, your kindness, counsel, and investment in me over 20 years ago, every single day in our faculty and staff as they work with our students. I hope you get better soon. From the early work of Dr. Dana Colbert, the first executive of the college in 1854, and a pioneer in early active teaching strategies, to today's faculty, we have embraced a proven philosophy where innovative and forward-thinking hands-on learning thrive. Today, Rick has become a higher education leader with 90% of our students participating in some form of experiential learning, internship, practicum, senior capstone project, undergraduate research, or study abroad. Similarly, the college draws inspiration from its legacy in serving diverse populations. In this state, even before the civil rights movement, Rick was leading and fostering an inclusive campus experience. In the 1940s, when issues of equity and affirmative inclusion were not popular, Rick's second president, President Lucius Albert Whipple, urged students to, quote, break down barriers caused by the distinctions of class, race, creed, and nationality. He told the class of 1940 not to let preconceived ideas impact their studies, and he told them this. He said, your thinking cannot be confused by your prejudices, because prejudice steals our common sense and causes instability of thought. I could not be more proud of the relentless inspiration shown by our students, faculty, and staff as they strive to understand the challenging nuances of diversity in our daily lives and more recently in our national discourse. I'll be the first to say we are not perfect. But it is clear that Rick's identity and character, often led by our students, is not defined by others' background, income, race, ethnicity, or gender. At Rhode Island College, our students understand that a strong sense of community is less about who you vote for, or how you worship, or who you love. Instead, our students recognize and value a universal language that embraces common communal values of compassion, empathy, and respect. Our inspiration at Rhode Island College is fueled by an unwavering value of the human condition, an enthused and pioneering campus that places students at the center of our work, invests in an extraordinary teaching experience led by exceptional faculty, and actively clarifies a sense of a unified, diverse, and inclusive community. Our future. So let me ask, how do we build on this storied institution's rich legacy and one-of-a-kind inspiration? How will we pioneer our future? Rhode Island College has a legacy and inspiration that has positioned us with unlimited potential and an extraordinary opportunity. Looking forward, we must prepare the Ocean State's first public college for a brilliant and perhaps unimagined future. Earlier, Dr. Kruger offered some of the complexities and challenges of a rapidly changing higher education environment, challenges that present this college with important and necessary decisions for us to prosper. The unyielding and dynamic educational milieu has brought onto us an inflection point, and now it calls on us to take action. It is clear to me we do not need to reinvent ourselves by grasping for the latest educational fad. Instead, our strategy for becoming the regional leader among public colleges will be to direct resources in the pioneering philosophies that have shaped our legacy. Now, they'll be a catalyst for our evolution. This June, we will conclude our 2017-2020 strategic plan, which will provide us a platform for leveraging our strengths and charting our work ahead. 5 broad strategic pillars have emerged through this process and will guide our investments going forward: learning innovation, student success, community partnerships, inclusive excellence, and institutional effectiveness. By nature, as an administrator, I like to underpromise and overdeliver. Here are my promises. Rick will aggressively advance a core value of learning innovation and advance a 21st century skills initiative. A task force will be charged with providing 100% of Rick graduates with a robust experiential learning opportunity and a strategy to better prepare graduates for a rapidly changing global workforce. Rick will reimagine a bold new design and delivery of student services, programs, and resources, leveraging the digital mindset of today's and tomorrow's students. This coming fall, Rick will launch a new division of student success to lead this effort. The college will embrace a collective impact approach to forging new and entrepreneurial community partnerships, advancing the state in the areas of education, healthcare, technology, and the arts. Rick will capitalize on our existing strengths in the areas of inclusion by striving to ensure that all students have the cultural competencies and the emotional agility to be effective in today's diverse society while reinforcing the fabric of our nation's democracy. This week, we announced a President's Commission on Inclusive Excellence, an advisory commission made up of Rhode Island scholars, artists, community leaders, educators to help our college become a national leader in building stronger and more inclusive campus communities. Rhode Island College will preserve our pioneering legacy to honor the thousands of Rhode Islanders who were the first in their family to attend college. I am announcing today the creation of a First and Family Fund. This past fall, 43% of our freshmen were the first-generation college students, and we will fortify our support of our own young, aspiring pioneers. Finally, while embracing technology is not a new concept, I believe it is necessary and an essential element of Rick's future. The digital landscape continues to barrel forward, and we must be ready to meet the new educational demands while not compromising Rick's high-quality instruction and student interactions in the classroom. In this spirit, I'm introducing to the college today a decade of technology. This signature initiative will require us to marshal resources toward enhancing our exceptional faculty-student interactions while advancing high-tech, high-touch classroom instruction and student services in a traditional college setting. Many of our students were born in this new era of mobile devices, social media communities, and access to information around the world. Tomorrow's Rick experience must be designed with these new realities. In my closing remarks, I want to convey that the future of Rhode Island College is not just bright, it is brilliant. Rick has always been a pioneer. We are the brave ones, the ones willing to step forward when others shy away, the ones who are first. For 163 years, we have enthusiastically and unapologetically embraced this element of our legacy. I've been asked to join a community with a long and proud history of pouring its heart, intellect, and collective talent into the stewardship of Rhode Island's first public college. I've been entrusted to preserve our distinctive institutional saga by embracing our historical role as a leader and a pioneer among higher education institutions. As president, I will embrace our core values of the Academy by reinforcing our historic ethos of a forward-thinking and innovative instruction inside and beyond the classroom. I am compelled to invest in the strength of our collegiate family as a strategy to enhance the learning environment in a welcoming and inclusive manner. As president, I'm called on to place students at the center of a teaching learning enterprise, providing them with unparalleled opportunities to show their talents on the local, state, national, and international stage, and to uphold an unwavering educational belief that every interaction with the student is a Rhode Island College moment of truth, and that in every interaction there is a life in the balance for this great state. It is because of our unmatched legacy, a student-focused inspiration, and the unbound possibilities of a brilliant future that I proudly and with great optimism accept the 10th presidency of Rhode Island College.
Thank you and congratulations, President Sánchez. We, the members of the Rhode Island College community, wish you much success. We offer you our support, our counsel, as you lead and promote this remarkable institution with your vision and the promising future. It's now time to prepare for the conclusion of today's ceremony. Reflecting one of the most enduring traditions of Rhode Island College, we will close the ceremony by inviting the audience to join in the singing of the first verse of the Alma Mater, led by the Rhode Island College Concert Chorus. Musical accompaniment will be by the Rhode Island College Chamber Winds. Following the Alma Mater, we will ask that the audience members please remain at your seats while the platform guests and the remainder of the recessional line leave the hall. Following the ceremony, everyone is invited to offer congratulations to President Sánchez at a reception being held in his honor. The reception will take place in Alex and Ani Hall, adjacent to Roberts Hall. There are marshals prepared to assist our guests. Thank you all for joining us on this historic day for Rhode Island College. And now please rise for the Alma Mater.